Hello, I'm Jo Good and welcome to the SheerLuxe show dedicated to our wonderful gold viewers. On today's show we have an interview with an inspirational woman who changed her career and found huge success in the fashion industry late in life. Plus we go behind the scenes at a live podcast that Nadine Baggott and I hosted this week, which was so much fun. But first of all, let me introduce my wonderful guests. I'm delighted to be joined by none other than the actress, the director and the health retreat advocate, the wonderful Sadie Frost, and the digital creator and author, Paula Sutton. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
So nice to have you here. First up, I know that you love retreats. I know that, Sadie. So sit on that for a moment because I'm going to bring in Paula first off. You almost live on a retreat, don't you?
Oh my goodness, that's very kind of you to say. I live in the Norfolk countryside, and I live what I consider to be a very normal and sort of, I don't know, just introspective life where I'm sort of like in my garden, in my home, having fun with my dog. But it seemed to have captured people's imaginations. But I think it was a lockdown thing, actually. I think it was people just really sort of like connected with the idea that I was at home growing my vegetables and I was sort of like having picnics in my garden and things like that.
And so, everything cosy and beautiful and rural. And do you therefore not feel you have to go away somewhere like a spa and retreat to get away from it all because you are away from urban life?
Well, do you know, it's a funny thing because I'm going through a transitional stage of my life. So I'm 54 years old and I used to work in the fashion industry and I used to love all of that sort of thing. And then I retreated and became very much, I'm at home, I don't want to go out, I don't want to leave my house, I've got everything I need here. And as I'm getting older, I'm thinking, now I want to start rediscovering that side of myself. And I want to start going out and finding these wonderful tinctures and these wonderful sort of retreats and things. So I'm ready for that now. I'm up for it now again.
Come on, Sadie. I mean, what is the bonus of going on a retreat? I've just come back from one, actually, a yoga one. And they really do help reset you. But you've been doing them for years.
Well, I think it is about balance. I think you need to be able to do all these things at home as well. But I think going away really gets you to focus on yourself and you try not to be on the phone and that kind of thing. And really kind of dedicate that time to like a kind of whole kind of doing everything, the whole package. And there's so many different retreats and different scales where you could be doing a retreat which is a detox or one where you're just like, maybe you're even focusing on writing. So you can use them for anything. But obviously the most amazing health benefits if you've got diabetes or inflammation or anything more serious or just like a complete kind of burnout. For me, I started going because I love practicing yoga, so it's a really good way to just do it intensely, to really kind of get to the kind of core of it. And you can kind of challenge yourself, break things down, and then take what you get or you've learned at the retreat and take it home and just keep going with what you learned on the retreat. So I think the problem is when people go back and they just go back to their old ways. I think for me, over the years, maybe say 15 years, I've been doing it religiously. Every time I'm doing a little bit more. And it's like when you first start doing something, it's like brushing your teeth. It's like 3 times a day. Then you're kind of doing something, I have my yoga mat by the side of the bed and I'll do mini yoga sessions every time I walk past. So you're kind of just incorporating it more into your daily life. You just have it there. You don't have to do an hour and a half. Just like, I'm just going to do this exercise.
Because it's in your mindset. You're living it.
Yeah.
Are you not tempted, Paula?
Do you know, it's funny, the way you've just said that about the bite-sized
Yeah, the
yoga,
bite-size, exactly.
Because I think I put things off because I think, it's the big thing, I've got to go the whole hog. But my goodness, I could get on board with like a little bite-size. You can find time for 5-minute session,
5, 10, meditation's the same, like 5, 10 minutes, 15. So I'll have the yoga mat there always. And then I kind of think, I've only got 5 minutes now. Then later on I might have, I'm waiting for this call, I'll do another 10 minutes. Of course, sometimes I'll do a class which is an hour and a half. And or 2 hours, and I'll go kind of the full hog. But I think the little bits all through the day, remind yourself to breathe, just focusing on your inner world rather than, just like we've got all this external stimulation, and it's just calming everything down.
And I think what's good is when you go away. The ones that don't work for me are the hotels that become spas. You know, so a day spa, a weekend spa, then you're back on the tube, back on the bus. I think you have to immerse yourself fully. If you could have a treatment, what would you love?
Oh my goodness, I just love a massage. I love having hands pummeling my body and sort of like breaking down all that tension. And, you know, I love being sort of like just manipulated on my body.
No, I know.
Love it.
But they have to get it right. I can't bear people that just do this.
Oh gosh,
it's like
it's so frustrating.
Oh, you just think, come on, harder. I just, make it work.
Absolutely.
For you, Sadie, I mean, you're a connoisseur of retreats. Apart from the yoga and your Jiva Mukti now, which is one of the best, do you have one of those squeeze boxes? Doesn't Jiva Mukti have...
Oh, they have so you can, I've just done the teacher training, and as you kind of evolve, you're learning different kind of techniques, but that'll be something that I'm doing. But I'm doing my first retreat this year in July at Amchara, which is a place that I've been going to for about, I think, 10 years, and it's... it's fasting, it's very gentle, it's not kind of, I say it's not she, it's not high powered. And, they're making a lot of retreats so sophisticated now and making it so branded. But I think the whole point of a retreat is to keep it calm and gentle and simple, just simplicity, going back and just reminding yourself of how you were before life got so crazy. So I like going to Amchara, and that's in Gozo, which is brilliant because you're kind of it's like going back in time, because it's so, it just hasn't become like the rest of the world. So you can fly to India, which obviously takes you a long time to get there, whereas Gozo is close, and the weather's amazing, and they have brilliant treatments and the fasting, and I've just been decorating all the rooms to make them like healing rooms.
Wow.
That was fun, doing a bit of interior design.
I love the thought of you on retreat decorating the whole place.
I love that.
And let's paint this like soothing pink, and this one like healing green, and so make it all aesthetically beautiful but calm.
I want to go.
Sounds amazing.
Malta.
So yes, you fly to Malta, you get a little ferry, which is it's like Shirley Valentine kind of going on a little ferry, like it's just so cute, and then you get there and it's just like goats and birds everywhere and lovely
my God,
scenery.
that sounds amazing.
Would you feel guilty? Because there's always that element of, should I be doing this when I've got so many plates I'm meant to be spinning? Or, I mean, both of you, very busy women. Would you feel guilty, Paula, if you just took... No.
No. Do you know what's really good about that? It's not too far away. I went on a very mini retreat last year to Marbella. That's it. It was in Marbella, and it was with a brand. It was with Votary, and it was 2 days. And I haven't done that sort of thing before because of that reason. I can't fit it in. I can't fit it in. I don't normally say yes to these things. So I said yes, and we had breathing classes and a bit of yoga. And I've done a bit of yoga before, but I've never done it consistently. And it was the most... At the end of this breathing class, we were all sobbing.
Releases emotion, doesn't it?
It was incredible, and I who knew?
Yeah.
So I'm really into doing more, and I think going away and giving it a dedicated amount of time is the thing.
I don't think you should ever feel guilty. I think, if you're worried about just slowing down with work, you could, like if you want to start writing your book or memoir or design something, or everybody's got these mini projects in their life that they want to do. So use the time to go away, maybe to do something that you've always wanted to do. So give that gift to yourself, and then just kind of, just do something that's radical where you can change the direction of your life, or maybe not. But you don't have to feel guilty about going away and doing something that might prolong your life.
And do you know the crying thing? The retreat I went on in the summer, which was in Spain, we did a walking meditation, and all of us were just sobbing by the end of it. We had headphones on with the meditation, just looking out at the Pyrenees, and we were just sobbing. And that's why it's worth going away, because you have to strip all the luggage off, don't you?
Absolutely.
And then you're being present.
Yes.
Because like you might, if you weren't on that retreat and you were going on a different kind of... in a different way, you might be on your phone, you wouldn't be looking, and the fact that you've got the headphones, the senses, it's really heightened. It's just a different way of just looking at life, isn't it?
And do you know what I love about this conversation is none of us have talked about going to lose weight, going to look better. I mean, one goes hand in hand with the other, but we've been talking about true wellness, that it's your head that gets sorted out.
100%. And you meet such lovely people when you go away on these retreats as well.
Absolutely.
So you make
They become friends.
connections.
Yeah, you bond for life.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, ladies. We're going to be back very shortly. But first off, I interview the wonderful Caroline Labouchere, who went from being a school's administrator, would you believe, to multiple shoots for Vogue when she was scouted to be a model in her 50s. She is such an inspiration and a joy to talk to. Just take a look. My next guest, I have been wanting to meet for many years. I have followed her, I say many years, she's only really been out on social media and working as a model since she was 53. But let me just tell you, her first year as a model, she managed to be in Vogue 8 times at the age of 53. She is truly inspirational, hate that word, and aspirational, hate that word, but it is the best way of describing her. She's over here in London at the moment and popped in to see us. Caroline, welcome.
Thank you.
Sorry that was a little bit gushing, but it's so interesting watching you. As I said, I've watched everything and read everything, almost everything you've ever written. I'm 68, you're a lot younger, but I come from a background of showing off and performing. You started quite late in life in the media, didn't you?
Yeah, I was probably showing off in my bathroom rather than anywhere else. No, I was not. I was not brought up to even look in a mirror, really. So no.
Really?
I was the wife of an ex-army officer, and I was brought up to get married and have babies, and
which you did extremely successfully.
which I did.
And
2
you're beautiful.
IVF babies
Two
too.
IVF.
So, yeah.
You say they were made in various countries.
Yeah,
They were
made in India. Mimi was made in India to English specification, and Max was made in Ottawa, in Canada.
I just love that.
Yeah.
Mimi's here, everybody, by the way.
Yeah.
And like mother, like
It's
daughter.
a whole different ballgame, mother-daughter.
Oh, yeah, it totally is. So you travelled around, and you're obviously, and you say you never really settled, you kept moving on. But I believe when you're always the new person in town, you become quite confident, because you were always having to make an entrance.
You can change yourself. I used to think of Madonna, actually, you know, how she would just completely change herself. You could cut your hair, colour your hair, wear a different lipstick.
Then you settled in Dubai, and this is where your modelling started. And we talked about Mimi. I think it was through Mimi.
Exactly.
Go on,
She
explain.
was working in London. She'd left school. She came to London to model, and I was a school receptionist. And she called and said that her boss was looking for a grey model at No. 1 Rosemary Water. And I was Rosemary. They flew me to London, and they said, it's going to be in British Vogue. This campaign is going to be in British Vogue. So I said, well, I'll pay you to be in British Vogue.
Yes, of course.
I mean, amazing. So I said yes, jumped in with both feet.
It's so extraordinary because you were in Vogue then, I think, 8 times.
In the first year,
In the
yeah.
first year that you'd
Yeah.
started modelling.
Full page.
Which for most
Incredible.
supermodels, to get into Vogue is the highlight and may often only happen once, if at all. I love your attitude, though, that you were grateful. And I think that's a generational thing, that you were very grateful that someone wanted you. Is that true?
But do you know, sometimes I think, and Mimi kind of corrects me when I go for a job, and I'm grateful for every job that I get, because I don't know if it's going to dry up, or am I going to do as well as somebody who's been doing this since they were teenagers. I get messages from many women saying, oh, I was a model in my 20s and I'd like to start again in my 50s. What do you suggest? Really, you know what you're getting into.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know nothing.
So can I ask about the shoots that you've been on? What of all of them is the most memorable, for whatever reason? And was it the naked one?
Well, that was without doubt the best, because I was alone. And it was just me and massive. That's the best thing about a shoot, isn't it? You've got a team, and you can't do it without the team. You've got somebody like Mimi just came up and zhuzhed my hair. You need a team to look
Complete.
your best, because you can't see what
No, of course
what
not.
they're
It's
seeing.
It's trust, isn't it? You're trusting the team are going to make you look the best.
And
So
they did, but that wasn't the best. It was the best for a shoot, but the most extraordinary thing was being invited to enter a beauty pageant in Beijing. That was out of the box.
So were you competing with Chinese women or for
A
international?
Chinese woman, the person who won the year before, Australian, American, Canadian, German. Within 10 days I had the visa and I was out there by myself. It was global.
And how did you do?
I won.
Dear reader, she won it. She won.
I won. But do you know what that bit, when you I don't know if you ever watched it back in the day.
I love.
And you see them holding hands shaking.
Yeah.
It's just like that. I was shaking. It was the most bizarre
And
thing.
can you tell everyone, because I truly believe this, I used to love watching beauty pageants with my whole family. We'd all sit there like Eurovision
I
Song
didn't wear a
Contest.
bikini.
No, but can I just say, there is real camaraderie, isn't there, amongst the
There
girls?
is until pretty much the day of.
What did you benefit from that, having won that?
That I was brave.
Yeah.
I was proud of myself. I was proud because I did it.
May I ask your beauty routine? Because I watch you on Instagram and you say, look, I've just slapped a bit
I'm
of...
so nervous that you're saying
No, I don't, but you go, I've just slapped a bit of this on, I don't know what it is, because you know, you glow.
It's not
you
toothpaste, is
No.
that? But I have brushed my teeth with face cream. We both have the same eye issue.
Yes, we can't read anything without our glasses,
No.
but nature has been very kind to you. You glow with health and beauty. So I would imagine it doesn't take you hours to get ready.
No, minutes.
Minutes. And have you learned tips from modelling?
A bit from modelling. My daughter also, because I'll do something, she'll come and say, Mum, you've done that there, because I have got one of those times 10 or times 20 mirrors. But if I occasionally get it wrong.
And also, health is beauty. So,
and happiness.
And happiness. And people often say to me, oh, gosh, you're so happy all the time. You said something, because people approach you and write to you and say, you're so vital and you're so happy. You said something that I've never heard anyone say before. You have to want happiness.
You do.
Because
You do.
misery is addictive and you can moan and moan and moan.
Yeah.
But if you want happiness, it will come to you. That sounds simplistic, but it's true, isn't it?
It is very easy to stay in bed on the odd occasion, when you just wake up and you just think, what is the point? When during COVID was happy the entire time, and I'd sometimes say to him, can you just be unhappy just for 5 minutes? Be realistic and just be moaning. I need people.
Yeah.
I need eye contact. I need to touch somebody's hand and just, feed off another human.
Do you think you are more attractive now?
Definitely.
Oh, thank you for saying that. I so think you are.
Definitely.
Where does
because
that
I'm
co-
more confident now. Mum didn't like cameras, so I was brought up, and also, we didn't have iPhones back then. I consider myself middle-aged. I just like to say that. I'm 59, I'm in my middle years. I'm not old.
I've seen images of you when you were much younger, and I just think, gosh, you've just grown. You're always beautiful, but you just ooze beauty, and it is confidence. It's also knowing what suits you, like your hair, not bleaching it, not laying on layers of makeup. You get to know yourself. This is why I say to people, really look forward to aging.
Totally. The kids have gone. You can do anything. It is your time to shine.
Listen, we have to wind up there.
Thank you.
Can I just say, you were everything I wanted you to be.
Oh, good.
I mean, it was a bit stalkerish, me literally sitting down going, I've actually watched everything you've done. It's just because there aren't many of you, do you know what I mean? So when you...
That's the best thing about our age, isn't it, though? We've found our identity. We're still learning about ourselves, but we have found ourselves, and this is who we are.
Yeah. Caroline,
Utterly
thank
different.
you so much.
Thank you so much.
Come back, won't you?
Love to.
Yeah, and then in between that, I actually managed to watch a lot of Netflix this weekend.
How? You were booked and busy, surely. Tell me your secret.
No, when did you get time?
Oh, I'm just so in love. It's the Maison Margiela show by John Galliano. They put this theatrical show on that's I feel like is gonna make history.
I mean, it was like an out-body experience. So I set my intention, and halfway through, I had pulled a muscle in my car.
Oh no!
And I was like, oh my god, I'm never gonna make it to the end of this mindful movement experience.
How fabulous is she? I love chatting to her. Anyway, Now, I am so excited because, Paula, huge congratulations. You have written your first fiction, which is called Potting Shed Murder. I think it's your second book, but your first work of fiction.
It's my first work of fiction because I am slightly nuts.
But what I said when I met you this morning, I said to you, gosh, it will work on every level because it's crime, but it's also cosy crime. Is that a good way of describing it?
Oh God, yeah, it's cottagecore crime. I'm calling it because like Queen of Cottagecore. It's cottagecore crime. It's cosy crime. It's a genre that I love. It's because I don't want anything too gory. I don't want anything too violent. I like Midsummer Murders.
Yeah.
I love Agatha Christie, and so it's a little bit of me. And the protagonist is a black woman who's come from South London and moved to Norfolk, which is what I did 15 years ago. And I have met over the last 15 years some very interesting characters, no murderers, or who knows actually, none that I know of.
Yeah.
But so many interesting little situations, and it lent itself so much to writing a book. And because I wanted it to be extra spicy and something more full of intrigue, I thought a lovely cosy crime would be the perfect thing. So
absolutely, and I think I'm right in saying women love crime more than men. Female readers.
Do you know? I did not know that.
Yeah. Women love. Do you read crime, Sadie, at all?
I don't actually. I like quite kind of cosy books too, and quite nostalgic. I've been reading. Is it Dolly Artison's new book?
Yes.
Is it good material, bad material? Good material, is it? Yes. And I'm reading a few books at the moment, so it's confusing because I'm reading a lot of the yogi books. So you do the work stuff, but I like little cozy books that take me back on a journey to maybe how I felt in the 70s when it goes into that kind of descriptive thing of growing up in London in the 70s.
And is it like a science? If you write a crime novel, we've got to, as the reader, be given a chance to solve it ourselves, but not too much. So it must be quite scientific.
So you're sort of like you're drip feeding little sort of like nuggets of whodunits, and I love a whodunit.
Yeah,
I love the idea of thinking that is it that person? Is it that person? Is it that sort of like person who seems completely innocent? I think that's quite the beauty of it. And it is sort of like intertwined with those cosy, sort of like descriptive pieces of sort of like what it's like living in the countryside.
Well, this sounds like a great book to read then, because you've got both sides of it.
Exactly,
and that's
really
the full kind of package.
That's it, because I really wanted to capture the coziness of my new life, But also, I think because I'm in social media and I do lots of sort of like I'm happy and I'm having this wonderful country. I'm having this wonderful country life, and everyone always says, "Oh, is it always so perfect?" And it's like, no, it's not always so. It's real life. Rubbish happens, and so that it was also because I didn't want to just write a book about, oh, isn't the countryside wonderful and beautiful and nothing bad ever happens. It's like sometimes bad things can happen. So I wanted to have a little bit of that in there as well.
And when you write, do you take yourself away, or do you write and then fit in everything else you're doing? Because your social media is massive. So are you filming and writing, or do you just take yourself upstairs? And
I'm ashamed to say I'm haphazard. I have a garden office that overlooks my raised beds with my vegetables. And that's where I write, and I try and take myself away. But I mean, it's literally 20 feet away from the house.
Love raised beds.
Sounds idyllic.
I know.
So it is near the house, but it's not so far that I feel homesick. So yes, so I do take myself away, but I'm not the most disciplined person. So I'm a bit like a little puppy, and it's like, oh, there's a rabbit, there's a this, oh no, there's something else. Oh, look at that, So I get distracted.
But it must be so inspiring to write looking at that.
It's lovely, and because I've curated it and created it, it's tailor-made for me, which is so lovely. And I think that's why I like to write at home as opposed to going away. I know people might take themselves away to do it, and maybe when I get writer's block, it's something I should do, because I do daydream outside of my window a lot. But I do love being surrounded by my own things.
Yeah, absolutely. I take it, Sadie, you're a reader.
Yeah, I love reading, but it's when you're in the film business, a producing director, I'm always reading scripts, which isn't very rewarding, and it takes, 2-3 hours to read one script. So a lot of my time is taken up from reading scripts. So reading a book is just like the best thing. I've been reading all Claire Chambers' books. I love her books, and it's just like it just takes you out of yourself and your own kind of mental life, if what it could be with work or whatever. So you know, it's a great kind of remedy for just kind of, escapism, calming. But no, I've been reading quite a lot and lots of yogi books at the moment. So Bhagavad Gita, Autobiography of a Yogi, the Yoga Sutras, like the reading list for the...
Light on Yoga? Do you read Light on Yoga?
That must have been,
Iyengar, Mr. Iyengar, I think
Yes,
it's his.
yes.
These are all yoga Bibles. They're amazing.
All these yoga Bibles, there's so many. So the list has been like this. So I have got about 6 books on the go. And it's the best thing. And it's something I didn't do when I was young because I was raising 4 kids. Now I've got time for me to do things like read.
Yeah, oh gosh. Yeah. Readers. My father always said, judge someone by their bookcase, not their wallpaper. I think it's so true. Anyway, that was so interesting. But now for a bit more of me. Yes, I joined my friend Nadine Baggott, and we have a look now behind the scenes of what happened when we hosted a podcast with Estée Lauder, chatting about beauty, life, and loads of other stuff.
Stress levels okay, or how are we feeling?
Like set up, we're just doing like final touches, so adding microphones for Jo and Nadine. Everyone's starting to arrive, so we're feeling good. These mic stands are testing my patience, but we're gonna be fine.
Saskia, good evening.
Hi, Henry.
How's it going?
It's all going pretty well, I've got to say.
Really?
Got a great.
Confident?
I am feeling pretty confident.
Good.
I'm just doing the goodie bags for today.
Okay.
We've got quite a selection, so we've got loads actually. We've got Dash, we all love a Dash can in the SheerLuxe office. Propercorn, candy kittens, and a little Bio Me granola for some help.
This is the type of stuff that is always in the office.
I know, what gets us through the working day.
Are you also on gift bag duty?
That's me, yeah. And actually these gift bags are so good.
So we've got some over there that Saskia's just showed me. And then
so these are the
what have we
Estee
got?
Lauder gift bags, so these are extra special. So we've got full-size products of the Revitalising Supreme Plus Day Cream, which is amazing if you've not used it before. We've also got the Goat, which is Advanced Night Repair, which...
That's not the name of it.
It is the greatest of all time.
Really?
Basically. Once you use this, you'll never want to use any other serum ever again. I'm not just saying that because we're partnering with them. It's genuine. I'm going through bottles after bottles. I'm hoping. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
So this is the Micro Essence, which is a treatment lotion, which has got Secura ferment in it, which I'm not sure what that means, but apparently it's amazing. And you put it on like a toner in between your skincare.
Nice. Nice glass bottle as well.
I know, it's cute, isn't
Very
it?
cool. Jo, good evening.
Hi there.
How's it going?
Very well. I just bought these shoes.
You've just bought them.
I literally bought them in Harvey Nicks.
Let's have a look. Well, you look amazing, Jo. You look so great. I'm happy I bumped into you because I'll film you. I'll come in with you.
Oh, thanks, Henry. That's Henry, everybody.
So, Jo, what's on this evening? Can you tell us a little bit about it? What have we got in store?
This is really being it's a collaboration with Estée Lauder, which is one of the most famous, if not hero brands, really. For someone my age, there was always Estée Lauder, and it's a talk about anti-aging and their campaign Because of My Age and what it means. And if I was to ask you, Henry, because of your age, how would you end it?
What do you mean?
Because of your age, what? Because of your age, do you have more confidence? Because of your age, do you feel that you need more confidence? It's a great question.
That is a good question. Oh, I don't know how
You're
I don't
so
know.
young, you don't think about it. When you're young, you don't even think about it. We're not going anywhere, Henry.
We're stuck. No, we're number 3. Number 3. Oh!
I'm already doing a piece to camera.
I've already got a
I've just done this. I just bought these.
Oh, they're amazing.
Oh my god, where are they from?
Samara, look.
Oh, well done. Oh, she's the winner.
Yes.
Oh, I know, just that
I went
She just went shopping. I said, we've had quite a busy day.
I went there to
amazing,
reapply my
Jo.
lipstick, and I've just come out with these.
No, I love them.
Do you think they look alright?
Yeah, they're amazing. What shoes were you wearing before?
My Prada black slim bag.
Oh, yeah, nice. But they're
Do you
better.
think
They're
they
better
are?
colour with the
yeah,
lilac.
and with that coat, yeah. Not
Love
that
these girls. Have you got all of that, Henry?
Hello, Miss Flippy.
Hello, Stephanie. You made it.
Made it.
We thought you were late at one point.
No, never late.
There was talks of Stephanie being late.
I mean, I had a busy
I
day
think it was
today.
Elle. Are you on camera today?
On camera today. So we're going to do main shot, side shot, just kind of close if we need to for the
Right.
edit.
So you got 20 minutes set up. That's all right.
20 minutes. Okay, fine.
No, I'm not giving you
Okay,
time. I'm
whoa.
just saying. You've got.
I am This is not fair.
No, I just sat down and I went, I'm not sitting there.
I look like Dracula's mother.
No, you look like you've just stuck your finger in a plug.
I am just going to do a quick briefing, just to run through all the various.
In other words, Jo, pay attention.
Yes.
Sorry, I feel like I'm a teacher.
No, carry on. You can't offend either Nadine or I.
And you absolutely do need to wrangle us.
We're like Teflon.
We are those kids in the class that are
Honestly.
told, shut up, pay attention.
The podcast is obviously sponsored by Estée Lauder. We're celebrating there because of my age campaign, which is all about celebrating aging gracefully. So we just want to introduce that as a notion, just really talk about what that means to you.
And is it for an hour?
So ideally we'd be running for between 45 minutes to an hour, and then the guests are invited to have a drink on the terrace or in this room afterwards. They can mingle until sort of 9 p.m.
That's the only one. It's like
Sorry, more close, more.
How are we feeling? I don't know, I just love it when I've met loads of gold members, which is lovely, coming through the door, and loads of listeners from the radio show who have heard Nadine and I on the radio together.
Do you know what she texted me this morning? She said, are you all prepared for tonight? We'll be fine, we'll wing it.
We
We'll
will.
wing it, that's what she said. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Jo Good. She's so professional, only she can wing it.
We've done this on air, we've done it on SheerLuxe, on the Gold
We've done it
Show.
on television.
We've done it on television.
We've done it on stage.
We've done it on the Alan Titchmarsh show.
Can you tell me and also our viewers like a little bit about your relationship? How long have you guys known each other? And
Nadine is legit. She is legit. So anything about beauty, she knows I'm full of fluff. But I'm a presenter, so I can hopefully get the best out of her. She's also a presenter, but she knows, she's far more professional, she knows what she's talking about, and I just sort of try and lead her into various areas.
We've known each other probably about 12 years, I think.
Yes.
And we met backstage at the Alan Titchmarsh show at the BBC, where she stalked me for my eyeliner technique.
I did. Her eyeliner technique is amazing.
what can we expect? What can people?
Celebrating Estée Lauder, and as Nadine said when we sat down, it's legendary. I mean, every woman of our age, my age, I'm older than her, damn it, will have
grown up with it.
Grown up with it.
And they've got a campaign that's pro-age. So looking at the beauty industry's attitude to aging in the public eye, what getting older means, how it can be empowering. And we'll be chatting about that.
Now guess our age.
In the comments.
Leave a comment.
Comment below.
Thank you so much. I appreciate this.
This is very exciting for myself and Nadine Baggott, because any excuse for Nadine and I to sit and chat and show off, we're right at it. And it's nice to know that you're sitting here wanting to listen to us. And as Nadine said when we came in, there probably is not one woman in this room who does not have a relationship with Estée Lauder. And I just feel like if you chip away, there's no longer an emptiness, there's just layers of experience, good or bad. And that, for me, is one of the joys of aging. And we're going to discover what Nadine feels about aging. We'll also have a chance at the end to take questions from all of you. But I just think we're in a very privileged position because, as I said, my mother's 99, and I just remember on her dressing table just a jar of cold cream. That was it. Who is a beauty editor, a beauty expert? What is there left to be discovered? What is it you would like to see that
Oh
is
my
not
God, I'd be
yet?
worth millions if I knew the answer to that.
My hair's suddenly gone like this, and I don't know why. After I've been swimming, I don't know what's happened to my hair. I'm wearing great big shoes on tiny little legs, and I don't care. I actually feel better than I've ever felt. I feel really confident and happy where I am.
Isn't it? It flew by.
Is that all right?
It's perfect.
Is it long enough?
Thank you so much. We really, really appreciate it.
Oh, there's a
so much.
You're welcome.
Oh my God! SheerLuxe. Honestly, girls, this is my happy place. And these are.
Do you want me to film you? Let's flip the camera.
Charlotte's taken over here.
Stemmed
This is
white
so
roses,
cute, babe.
which are my very favourite flowers. Thank you. This is one of my fans.
I mean,
I'm
Jo's blogger now.
All right. Middle-aged mix.
Middle-aged mix.
Middle-aged mix.
What is your number one beauty tip?
Sleep, honestly, because I go to bed at 1:30 in the morning because of my job.
Yes.
I often don't have enough sleep. I've just been away for 10 days and I just feel so much better because I've had to sleep.
Thank you so much. Successful?
It was fantastic, wasn't it? Did you enjoy it?
Really successful.
And I just loved all the people coming up afterwards who follow Nadine and I, which makes it even more personal, which was lovely. As I finished
She
the
didn't
question...
prep me for any of
No,
them.
She
just threw it out there at me.
Literally. And then I asked one question, I thought, I don't even know what I meant. And you went, no, absolutely right, Jo. Thank you, Nadine.
Thank you, Jo.
And literally, I threw her the ball and she ran with it.
Well done, guys.
Super Bowl.
Congrats. Amazing.
Thanks, Henry.
See you later.
Cheers. Well, it's always going to be non-stop chat with me and Nadine, and we literally didn't shut up. Such important topics to chat about. Now then, it won't have escaped your notice that there are many women of age, or mature, whatever you like to call them, who have become very stylish and role models for so many of us. They've been celebrated all over the press recently. Sarah Jessica Parker, Grecky Gannon, Kelly Rutherford, who was once on this Gold show, look her up. How does it feel, girls, when you see women of a certain age getting so much admiration and being celebrated so much for their style? How do you feel? Do you feel intimidated? Do you feel inspired? Paula?
Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it. It's the most amazing thing ever. I think seeing a stylish woman who has, especially when she has her own style, is the most inspiring thing. And you just mentioned
Grecky Gannon.
Oh,
all of
my
us
goodness.
mispronounce it.
And I tell you what about her is it's not just that she's inspiring and has her own style. She's really sexy.
Yeah.
You know, she shows skin.
Yeah.
And she shows how fabulous she is. And I love that because that, to me, is something slightly new. That whole, she's at the pinnacle of fashion. She's invited to all the shows and she really holds her own. She's wonderful.
You're so right. I mean, I was saying, you know, we were always told, oh, look, Joan Collins is amazing. Well, you know, Joan Collins is amazing, but that was all there was for ages, or Helen Mirren or something. But now they've got all these amazing women who, yes, celebrate their sexiness as well.
Absolutely.
Sadie, who is it that you respect and admire and have followed?
I mean, one thing, like, style should be embraced, you know, throughout, for every decade. And I think, you know, it's great to be giving, you know, people in their 50s, 60s, 70s a lot more recognition because the youth have so much power and, you know, they take, you know, obviously with social media and it's so easy to feel. And a woman, I grew up in, you know, in the fashion industry as well and what we've been doing with the media. But I think, you know, you can feel alienated really, really quickly and feel like out of the loop. So I think it's very important that we do have role models and people out there kind of, you know, waving the flag for us. But for me, because I've been working on the Twiggy doc, you know, with Twiggy, and she, you know, is constantly evolving, changing, you know, because women evolve and change, and that's what's important, you know, embrace every decade and always embrace your kind of femininity and sexuality or whatever it may be. And then doing the Twiggy doc, I worked with Joanna Lumley. You know, she's amazing. I love women like Isabella Rossellini.
She's gorgeous.
You know, when people are honest, they are, you know, they're also connected to nature. Someone like Isabella Rossellini with her farm. You know, I mean, that's inspiring when women just seem to kind of, and they're wise, you know. We have wisdom, we have kind of confidence, and I think that should be embraced. So I'm feeling, it makes me feel better about the aging process if there's other women around me that I really kind of connect with.
And also, can I just say, I mean, I don't have kids, you do, but I think you've done a really good job on your young kids because they accept, you know, I work with very young people, they just accept me. They don't see some old 69-year-old wandering, you know, and I bet your kids borrow your clothes or you lend your, I would have never worn anything of my mother's. I love my mother, but do you know what I mean? It's completely changed, that the age gap has gone. Also, Sadie, I need to tell you, I forgot, I had a pair of your knickers and a vest from your underwear line. How long ago was that?
So I started Frost French when I was pregnant with Raf, and he's 27. So 27 years ago, and we sold all over the world in Selfridges and Liberties. It was so much fun, and, you know, and actually Iris, my daughter who's a model now, she wears all my collection of clothes. They still stand up. So that is the biggest compliment, that you can make clothes 20 years ago, and they've lasted all this time, and people still wear them.
Absolutely, and mine were in a nude colour, rather the same colour as that sofa, vest and pants, Frost French.
We were obsessed with them.
Yeah.
I used to work at Elle magazine, and we were obsessed with
Elle
them.
supported it, you know, all my fashion stuff. You know, I actually got Designer of the Year from Elle at the, you know,
Congratulations.
long
But
time
Sadie,
ago.
be honest, would you have used older women as models in those days? Did anybody?
I think, you know, we always were trying to kind of think about doing different things and casting different models, and often they weren't models, but I think we did. We weren't kind of just doing it. We weren't conforming to what the modelling agencies were telling us or what was in fashion. So definitely was a few, because we made short films. So as well, we had, like, at the time, Jerry Hall. You know, she wasn't, you know, 20. Because what models are supposed to be in their teens and 20s. Whereas we definitely used older.
Mary Helvin, that lot.
Exactly.
And also, Paula, I first met you because you're an ambassador for a wonderful label called O Pioneers, young actresses who have, you know, got me. And you're an ambassador for them wearing their clothes. I mean, I'm not patronising you, but how lovely, because they could choose at any age, anyone, couldn't they?
Yeah, it's the last 5 years for me. I feel as if I had my sort of like my fashion moments sort of like in my 20s and 30s, and then I sort of went underground. And then the last 5 years since I turned 50 have been an amazing sort of like fashion revolution for me. It's sort of like, I feel like I've gone in and out of fashion accidentally sometimes. You know, this whole cottagecore and Dixie print and floral.
Fantastic.
Oh, thank you very much. It's sort of, yes, it's been unintentional. It's sort of like, I don't chase fashion, but sometimes you happen to fall into being in fashion. So it's been lovely. The last 5 years have been amazing.
And would you, if you'd stayed in the city, would that have been your style? Because this is your style.
This is my style. I have always looked to the past. I've always liked the sort of like 1950s and 1940s. But in terms of that sort of like more bucolic country style and, you know, very feminine, I don't know if I would have done. This has become because of my garden and my, you know, and that new life. So I think this is sort of I've evolved into something slightly different. I think I'm going to evolve into my sexy stage soon, though.
Good.
I'm
Oh,
being
God,
really,
yes.
I'm
I
so
can see
inspired
that.
by Greca.
By Greca.
Yeah, I need to show some skin. I cover up too much now.
Can I just say, this is completely off message, but can I ask both of you, because both of you have reinvented yourselves so many times, and I love the fact women work in chapters, you know, they're not linear at all. I'm not putting words into your mouth, but do you not think everything in your past, I've followed you for years, all the, you know, from actress to yogi, you know, everything that you've done, and you, Paula, as you've said, you know, you've gone from city to country and author. Do you think eventually everything makes sense because of what you've gone through, the good and the bad?
Absolutely. I think the thing is, we're on a journey. There's so many things to discover. I don't want to kind of pigeonhole myself into one kind of hole. So I think, you know, exploring different things, and then it all does start to make sense. For me, the wellness balances out the film work. And, you know, there's times you go through your life and things are toxic, so you need to kind of move and change, and you know, and we need to be kind of working as long as we want to. So you do need to change and evolve with the times.
And aren't we lucky that we can keep working?
Absolutely.
Well, girls, I've just loved it. We are all going on retreat together. We've decided at Christmas. Thank you so much, both of you. And, of course, to Caroline and to Nadine. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. We are going to be back with the regular SheerLuxe show next week with fashion and food and beauty and a load more. In the meantime, we would love it if you would comment below. I try and answer the comments. I certainly read them all. Give us a thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't, or get someone to show you how to. Have a wonderful day wherever you are. Say goodbye, girls.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.